good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today we are back with a discussion video slash tutorial. So today we're going to be discussing Elden Ring Nightreign and how to play it. Because apparently, not a lot of people know how to play Elden Ring Nightreign, which is baffling to me. But you should know how to play it. It's a multiplayer version of Elden Ring, and, it would really help your teammates if you knew what you were doing. Because I just finished Elden Ring Nightreign. I beat it today, as of recording this. Don't know, it's going to be a bit before all the episodes are out on YouTube, but, I played with so many idiots in Elden Ring Nightreign. So many. But I had a lot of good players that I played with that knew what they were doing. But I beat Elden Ring Nightreign with the worst team possible. I beat the final boss with some bozos that didn't know what teamwork was. And boy howdy, I'm still flabbergasted that we even beat the final boss. But I figured that I would give, the idiots, the bozos out there, some tips on how to beat this game and how to finish it. Not how to do every boss. I feel like the whole fighting the bosses, that's like, it's based on your build, it's based on what you have, it's based on how you're doing in the run. That really, I'm not going to give you a tutorial on that. I will give you a tutorial on day 1 and 2, maybe talk a bit about day 3 and how it all goes. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So for those idiots and bozos out there that don't know how to play this game, I hate you. You're weird. Learn how to play a game. But that's what this video is for. And, starting with day 1, it's fairly simple. Okay, it's a very simple concept. You're just starting out. You're a little guy, right? You're just a little dude. And, there is many ways to play Elden Ring Nightreign, right? And looking at the map here, I got a little blue cursor here that will teach you how to play. But depending on where you land, so let's say you land here, right? As far as like what you want to start doing when day 1 hits, and you'll learn this as you play, but there's a lot of different places you can go. Most people will start by going to a church, and the churches are usually this big area. You're either going to get a church that has like a fallen little boss and at the top, or a boss down below. You'll kill that guy. That's how you'll get like a starting weapon, that type of thing. Or you'll start out by, ransacking a little camp, right? And then most people that do go to the church, and there's like, 2 churches on this map, it looks like. Most likely when you go to this church, you will open a chest that will contain a swordstone key. You can go to the Evergal, do what you want there. You can use the key layer, it doesn't matter. But I will say that you're more than welcome to go and do these things first. What I recommend doing day 1, and this is just to get it out of the way, hit every single freaking flask church. You want to go to the flask churches first, even the ones that are super far away. So like if you did spawn here, you'd go here first, here, and then here. You figure your way out, and even if the ring is closing in on this one, go for it anyway. Because regardless if you're burning, if you keep using your flask to get there, you'll be burning, but you'll refill your flask when you get there. Now, on day 1, because day 1 is so important on how you do, you'll have all 6 flasks, and depending on the map, there will be a ton more churches where you can get more flasks. I think you can get a max total of 9, which is crazy. But once you get all these flasks from these churches, and your teammates are doing whatever, who knows what, assuming that they've killed some bosses, go to where they've been, pick up all the loot they dropped, and then at that point, you're free to do whatever until the boss starts. But day 1 is super important for this. Just go and get flasks. Nothing else matters. Get a few starting weapons, go and get flasks. That is your goal for day 1. I don't know why people don't go to the flask churches first. It is mind-boggling. I started doing it because I was tired of not having enough flasks to, have to get the job done. Of course, you could always go in day 2, going to these flask churches, but you're wasting time, right? If you get them all done on day 1, then day 1 is the day you get it done on, and then you'll have day 2 to do all your other stuff. And moving in to day 2, assuming you've killed your boss, this is where things get crazy. So, what I recommend for day 2, if you have, let's just go back a bit to this map. That's the wrong map. If you go back to this map, if this is your basic map, if this is what you are, if this is the hand you're dealt, and you get to day 2, what I recommend doing is going here for your big loot for day 2. You mainly want to go fight bosses, because I would say day 1 is fighting, you can fight some bosses, but not a lot. Day 1 is kind of like your introductory phase. Go kill some enemies, get some loot. You don't need to kill a whole ton of bosses. Kill little bosses here and there. That's not a big deal. But if this is the hand you're dealt and this is the map you got, for day 2, go here. This is where mainly all of your big bad enemies. This is where all your loot is going to be. If you can find other bosses to kill that are around the map. Clearly there's none here, but this is where your main objective is. But if you get a map that has a special little area, this is where you want to spend all your time. And not only that, but you also want to go around killing these bosses that are listed on the map. These little icons that are on the map. These are very important. Go for these, they'll drop you some big bad loot, and that's kind of your goal for all of day 2, is to spend your time in this area as much as you can, kill mega bosses. That's how you will spend day 2, because you need to see, you'll have these weapons in your inventory, right? But you want to get better ones. You want to keep building your arsenal and getting there. Now, for me personally, if I'm looking for weapons, and we'll get into this, but if I'm looking for weapons, I'm looking for weapons I can combo with, and I will explain that. But again, for day 2, just focus on this, or whatever area is your primary area. Again, see these people, they have a castle here, but I don't know if it's the same one. But for day 2 is all about getting better gear. So day 1's all about getting your flasks. Day 2 is all about getting better gear, better stuff, better stats. And then you get to day 3. Now, depending on who you are playing, everyone plays a different character. I played Guardian. Although I didn't use the shield, which I know is Guardian's kind of main thing. I don't care about the shield. Shield's stupid. I don't like shields. They're not my vibe. But day 3 is all about the final boss. And depending on what the boss is that you're fighting, everyone plays differently for the boss. I do recommend kind of staying back from the boss and learning its moves and learning what it does. That's kind of the goal. Have your teammates kind of handle things if you don't know what to do. But again, every boss is different. Every boss has their difficulties. I don't know how I've gotten through all the bosses. I'd say a good team is kind of the whole setup there for day 3. But again, depending on your character and what you use, what I recommend doing, let's say you're playing Guardian, the character I play, you're going to want to I recommend using dual wield weapons. So what I do is I look for weapons I can dual wield. So pressing L1 and just bashing enemies. That's kind of my vibe. I like to dual wield. If I can't dual wield, I use what I got and say, screw it, the run's kind of what it is. But dual wielding is kind of the vibe with day 3. If I can get a dual wield build in day 2 and just use that forever, great, fantastic. But sometimes, depending on the boss, dual wield build won't work, but it's what I use on Guardian. I also recommend for Guardian, if you're using your abilities, your wind ability, the secondary ability, doesn't do a whole lot for the boss. You can use it for a little bit of damage, but I don't really know what it's for. It's mainly for normal enemy stagger, which I feel I don't know, it makes sense. If there are little enemies around, you can use that. But then there's also the main ability, which you can use for damage. What I recommend using it for if not for damage, or if you're not getting your main ability back fast enough, save it for a res. Like, if someone's at 3 bars, use it for a res, because it's an instant res no matter who you're using it on. But yeah, just kind of save it. Again, I only played Guardian, so I don't really know all the other characters, but like, this is my recommendation. Day 1, get your flask. Day 2, start building on your stuff that you already have. And then day 3, hope everything works out. That's kind of the vibe. And I'm really, like, the teammates I played with, dude. Like, I can't really, like, think too much on, like, what idiots I played with. First idiot I played with, can't remember his name, but this guy, we're both down. Like, we could be rezzed. We're at 1 bar. Boss was close to being dead. He's like, let me solo him. And he dies. That was on the Gator boss, the Gator T-Rex boss. And golly, dude, there's some stupid people, and man, it's crazy that I had to play with that guy. There's also people that will there's a lot of people in Elden Ring Nightreign. It's the whole reason I'm making this video. There's a lot of people in Elden Ring Nightreign that need their handheld. Like, dude, calm down. Like, it's just, everyone needs their handheld in this game, and I don't know what's going on. Dude, I'm content with going off and getting my flasks and doing whatever when I get back from doing that. But if you need your handheld in Nightreign, you're a little baby guy and you're trying to fight like a tier 3 boss or something like that, like, what are you doing? Like, if you can't solo something, move on from it. If you can solo something, solo it. There's too many people in this game that need their handheld, and the whole experience with Elden Ring Nightreign for me was kind of ruined when crossplay wasn't a factor, and my teammates are all stupid. That was kind of the whole thing. I really did not like my experience in Nightreign was okay, but I really wish I could have played with a friend, and like the fact that I had to play with dumb babies who need their handheld and don't know what to do is kind of crazy, you know? Like, just the example, like, for the last boss of Nightreign, my teammates, like, one of them wasn't being a team player, was going off and doing his own thing, and the other one was kind of doing the same. Everyone was kind of spread apart. Like, no one was caring about what anyone else was doing. And then, like, I remember day 2 was not with my team at all, because they were off in like the castle area, kind of new area that I haven't seen before. They were doing that, which is probably what I should have been doing, but I'm a silly little guy. And we get to the final boss. I didn't think we were gonna kill him. I had no faith. I had no flasks. I was out. What ended up winning it was we got all rezzed somehow, and we killed him. And it was kind of a crazy fight. I have it all recorded, so that's that. But like, dude, the amount of people in this game need their handheld, like, they get apparently frustrated when you're not following their orders, is kind of crazy. But this is the way I play, and if you don't play this way, that's fine, but like, you should. You honestly should. If you're not playing this way, something is wrong with you. There's so many people that don't know what they're doing in this game, and it is mind-boggling to me that people can't figure it out. It's just, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand some of these people that play Elden Ring Nightreign, and I wish they would get some help, or at least watch this video for guidance, you know. But man, hopefully this helps. I don't know if it will. This is how I played, but I played Guardian, so everyone's obviously gonna play differently. But anywho, that's gonna be the video for today. But thank you guys for watching, hanging out. I appreciate it a ton. I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, goodbye.